Your guiding light is all I know. Through wood and steel, through fire and lace, I'm blessed to walk within your grace. Is to a throig arcane. You laid the path before me. You guided every step. Raise the hammer, string the bow. Her gift is all I need to know. Through toil and trial, through heart and hand, her grace builds up this mighty land. Is the grass the dead time it's sore? We'll build the land, our hearts within. From dawn till dusk, I work, I strive. With your blessing, I'll survive. The loom, the forge, the sword, the grain in your name, I rise again. Got Bua, got Tolan, got Trio. In you lies strength, in you lies skill. Each victory, each talent, each trial. No task too great, no skill too small. Your gifts, dear goddess, guide us all. Into force. Without your light, we have no guide, but with your hand, our place abides. Raise the hammer, string the bow. Her gift is all I need to know. Through toil and trial, through heart and hand, her grace builds up this mighty land. Is the grass the dead time it's sore? To find it until our greatest deed. By the grace of the goddess we are free. We'll build the land, our hearts within.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Pax Dei, The Search for Steel. I'm your host, Daniel, and we got a lot going on tonight. First, let's get in a report on the clan. I saw a clan member just beam by me. But this is our granite lime structure brought to you by Aiden. Aiden is a master craftsman, and we are building a huge complex. All this stuff to my right will be disappearing soon and be put into its place. And there's our nice, expensive doors working well. Little note for we'll probably spiral these. I think he has plans to spiral these staircases. But so far, so good. And we'll probably use a better wood for up here into what I'm assuming is going to be a tower for our alchemy. And on the other wing is going to be a craftsman's hall. So back here, this will be a meeting area for everybody, the guild hall, if you will. And then back here, we'll build a huge blacksmithy with weapons and armor smithy, I'm sure. I think that's what he has planned. And then over here, I think it's going to be another a hall. I don't know if I've had them swapped, but yeah, that's going to happen for sure. And I guess I'm going to have a villa by the river, little private villa. So I'll craft that villa as soon as I have the time. And, oh, he's doing a little bit more movement. That's cool. Oh, this is Elyria. Sure, Elyria. Well, give her. Sometimes you don't have. And let's see if she can build it back. She can build it back. Awesome. All right, well, that's the clan update. What we're also doing today, just as we're lecturing, is, as you can see, I have different Petra stones that I opened up for fast travel. So each one of these that I have as a Petra stone, I can, or a dark Petra stone, if you will. My home one is Gale, and that has the halo around it. And then I can fast travel to any one of those Pax Dei stones, which is great because over here is all the iron, pure iron ore, which I'm going to need. But as you can see, I need to open up Yarborn, Ulad, Arbog, down, and I believe one more. This one. This is a gate, so I'll do that gate as well. Tonight, I'll do that gate. And I think that's the only gate I have to do. Oh, no, there's two up here. I'll do those a little later. This one on the right is, they don't give it a name anymore. Oh, there it is. The Parbazil Gate, which is a, oh, I can travel to it already. That's the PvP gate. And I don't want to do that. They didn't give me a way to exit. This one I have to travel to in order to engage it. So that's going to be an interesting travel. That's going to be a tough one. But all the Home Valley gates is what I'm doing. And while I do this, I will be basically killing everything I can possibly get my hands on. And I need to, meaning try to level up my bow. And that'll happen very quickly. But I thought I did this weaponsmith already. No, I guess I did. So I'm gonna have to craft more swords. Durability, lifetime, that kind of thing. Oh, by the way, before we travel and I start the episode, we also got the basement looking really good. It's our brewery. And then over here, he has a stairwell up, which is looking good. And that opens up into our main hall. Nice. That works. All right. Let me grab some food. Yeah, let me just top off that food real quick. And as a matter of fact, before I do that, I will do this. So when I top it off, it's really extremely topped off. And I'll cook some when I get back, when I get a chance. Over here. Nope, not that one. I always go to the middle one, and that's blueberry and raspberry. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a little bit on the more robust side, which is the blackberry syrup, until I can make some of the elderberry syrup, which I can. I just gotta go do it. And I think I can top off my healing potions. Don't need to worry about my stamina potions. And what else do I need? I think I have some arrows I can pick up. But I also need my bear stew. Bear stew should be able to be cooked. Meat? Nope. That would be venison. Is that the one underneath? Nope. That's forage. Very bottom one. Of course, it's the last one that I check. Alright, and then I thought I made some more arrows. I guess I didn't. That's alright. That'll be enough. That's quite a few. So we'll go. Alright, so first things first, we're going to go to... Let's go to down. Seems like the easiest path from where I am. So let's do that. And then we'll join up with the clan a little bit later, not in the podcast, but they will be wanting to adventure. And we'll do that. Aiden's AFK. So we'll go to the road. We'll see a couple more clanmates' houses. Looking good. Looking really good. And you can see that we have Really cool graphic. I didn't know that graphic existed. I love it. It must be one of the new graphics. Or did she do that on her own? If she did that on her own, that's freaking awesome. I love it. I gotta ask her. And that's a tavern, so well done. And on this side, she has a blacksmithy, which is really good, really cool. Some great imagination comes out of MMORPGs. I highly advise playing an MMORPG. It's a lot of fun. Lots of fun. Great people. You get to just absolutely go off the rails sometimes and do things that devs just simply don't expect or even they're not even prepared for. They coded. They didn't expect the code to behave the way it does, and it just makes the game have the charm of the game. It's not any like if, for example, that stacking of the wood like it was, if that's an actual stacking of actual crafted wood and such, that's just amazing. I'm going to take a sip of Zevia. It's a non-sponsored spot, but it's a 0 sugar, 0 calorie, 0 sodium soda. And it's very good. All right. Very thirst quenching. So, tonight's episode 157, believe it or not. Over the last few weeks, we've tackled the mirrors that shape us. From ancient philosophers to modern thinkers to stories of growth in work, relationships, and gaming. We've seen how feedback loops can make or break us. And I gotta avoid these camps. And that's depending on how we use them, right? But here's the real question. What do you actually do with all this insight? Well, tonight, we're getting a little practical. I'll walk you through hands-on toolkits for giving feedback that helps without drama, and for taking feedback without letting it flatten. We've all been there. Whether you're managing a team, raiding with your guild, or coaching a friend, or just trying to become a better version of yourself, you'll leave tonight with simple tools that you can use right away. Ready to turn feedback from stress trigger into a secret superpower? How you can apply feedback constructively in your daily life. That's the question. That's another question, I should say. This includes both giving feedback to help others in a helpful way and receiving feedback without defensiveness and using it for growth. Think of it as your personal feedback toolkit drawn from the wisdom of the ages. All right, so let's adopt a growth mindset. And what does that mean exactly? As I'm going to periodically pause and take a look at the map because I passed the road that goes across. Okay, see, this is why I take a look at the map. I'm not familiar with the roads just yet. I haven't traveled them to any great degree. And is there a road there? Where's the road? Oh, it's back to the camp. I didn't realize. Oh, I know which road it is. I wasn't even paying attention. All right. So, adopting a growth mindset. Basically, reframe how you view feedback itself. This is foundational. As Carol DeWick's work showed, if you see abilities and character as changeable, then feedback becomes a friend, not an enemy. Let's start by literally telling yourself when you're receiving critiques, this is here to help me, even if it's uncomfortable. Treat feedback as data, not a verdict on your self-worth. Well, I was gonna say I better. They used to be mead. They should just call it a possum now. For example, if your boss, I think I'm on the right road now. Give me a second. Yeah, I just got to turn right up here. Yep, that's the right road. So if your boss says your presentation lacked clarity, resist the "I'm just bad at presenting" narrative. Don't say stuff like that. Instead, say or think, "Okay, good to know. Clarity is a skill I can develop. What specifically can I improve?" A growth mindset phrase to remember is, "I can improve with little effort." I'm sorry, excuse me. "I can improve with effort and strategy." Write it down if needed. When giving feedback, you can encourage a growth mindset in others as well. Instead of saying you're bad at this, say, "I believe you can get better at this, and here's how." Emphasize the process, not the critique. By cultivating this mindset, you create a mental environment where feedback is welcomed as an aid to growth rather than as a feared, rather than feared as judgment. And I think I want to go to the right. Yep. There we go. So, over time, this dramatically lowers defensiveness, and you can start even to seek feedback because you crave the growth. So a tip: study the feedback heroes, people like Satya Nadella, or athletes known for coachability, and note their attitude. They often say things like, "I love when coaches give me pointers, even if it hurts. That's how I get better." Try to channel enthusiasm. You might not love criticism overnight, but you can at least acknowledge its value. Another trick is to add a quote "yet" to your self-talk. For example, "I'm not good at public speaking yet." That little word keeps a door open for improvement. It's amazing how small linguistic shifts can alter your approach to feedback. Just follow this road. I'm in the stone land, so. Oh, and as you're watching, as I go over the episode notes and everything, just take note of the breathtaking visuals. Also, take note that each biome doesn't just simply stop and another one starts. So there's a transition of each biome being mixed for 60 feet or 100 feet. You know, it's very cool how they did that. And look, these visuals are just incredible. Maybe we'll take a scenic outlook. They have these little scenic outlook benches, and I love it. Let's see if there's any kind of scenic outlook. We'll do this right now. And so one thing you have to do is prepare yourself for the ouch, emotional regulation technique. So even with the best mindset, feedback can sting. Ethan Nichtern's advice from the Buddhist perspective was spot on. Quote, "Receiving feedback is always uncomfortable. Prepare yourself for the ouch." This means, as you can expect, a bit of emotional spike, but have a plan. Techniques. Here's one. Pause and breathe. Feedback comes, especially unexpected criticism. Do not react immediately. Take a slow breath. Count to 3. This gives your brain a moment to catch up and dampen the initial flush of adrenaline or hurt. Nick Turn noted that not knowing what someone will say can make us anxious. But by simply pausing when the feedback lands, you prevent a knee-jerk rebuttal or shutting down completely. Consider literally saying, "Give me a second to think about that." and buy time. Buy yourself a little bit of time. You might not even need to respond. There's a coach that I'm gonna say it's Mr. Gang. Yeah, he's Gang, I think it is. He's a coach for where am I? Okay, weird. I just want to go straight, but there's a Y here. Oh, am I that way? Okay. So okay. He mentions that not only in critiquing, but for dramatic effect, or if somebody asks you a question, just pause. Or if somebody lashes out at you, pause. No matter what, just count to 5, count to 10. Even when somebody's sarcastic to you, just pause. And the reason this does, it's very psychological. A, it gives you the opportunity to think about the next thing you're going to say. And it also provides a good indication to the other person that either you're thinking about what they said or you're unaffected by what they said. And that'll put a little awkwardness in between what they said and your response, which is always good. You don't have to immediately say anything. I highly advise going to his channel and checking him out. He's got a lot of good communication techniques, and he's done his homework. He's gone to psychologists, and he's gone to communication experts, and he's really provided a service for me for free. He does charge for certain things, but I'm sure they're worth it. I haven't been able to order any yet. There we go. Let's grab some experience points. There we go. I'll take some damage just to get the experience points with the bow. And then skinning. That's 200 worth of skinning. Where'd the other guy go? I thought he was right there. Did I not? Was I not close to him? There he is. Oh, he moved. Right when I loosed the arrow. He's an infinite war. Leave him alone. I won't be able to do enough damage to kill him. That de-aggroes him immediately, which is nice. So this is a old favorite camp. Oh, and I already ran out of it. All right, so that's the pause and breathe, right? So you're preparing yourself. You got the ouch. You're pausing and you're breathing. You're letting that initial adrenaline go. I don't know if he actually was aggroed by me or I think I'm going the right way. There's a bear. There used to be a wolf here. That's the direction I want to go. There is some experience points. I can't go get them skinned, but definitely experience points. I think I'm heading the right way. Let's check it out. Yeah. Basically, I want to go kind of to the right, if I can. First time I've been here in this universe. Looks pretty good. Yep, that's exactly where I want to head. So, what's the next thing? Normalize the feeling. So remind yourself that feeling a bit hurt or defensive is normal. It happens to everyone. Even Buddha would feel a pinch, as not Nichiren humorously suggests. This helps reduce some secondary emotions like shame for feeling upset. You might mentally note, quote, this is negativity bias kicking in. My brain is zeroing in on the critique. That's natural. I don't have to act on it. So far, breathe and pause, normalize the feeling, use a grounding phase. You don't have to use all of these, just some of these. Let's go that way. One technique from therapy is to have a grounding phase or a mantra when receiving feedback. For instance, while breathing, think, I am strong enough to hear this, or this is useful, let me listen. It directs your attention to be positive, to be a positive intention rather than an ego game. I hear the bear. Let me see. Man, I have to go left, and that's where the bear is, I bet. All right, I can turn invisible if worse comes to worse. There he is. It's a goat. Wow, that goat is brazen. Wow. There we go. I have a little lag, I've noticed. Not dangerous in this area. But definitely a lag. Gotta see if I can, yeah, I can just come down here. Very cool. Oh, blackberry. Actually, let me grab this. I'll be practicing a lot of blackberry stuff, so somebody wanted me to get time, so I'll get time. And I always need rye, honestly. And now we look to see where we're going left. Oh, we're going to that way. Let's see if I can make it. Oh, I can. It's over here, though. And as always, if you sprint down a incline, you're more than likely to make it. Okay, so here's you have the pause, but you also have the avoid immediate response, especially if emotions are high. It's okay to say, thank you for the feedback. I'd like to take some time to consider it. This is often better than trying to respond or argue point by point in the heat of the moment. Later, when you're calm, you can address it more rationally. Very important. And you might think of something that you didn't think of in the moment, because everybody thinks in the moment, I need to respond. And that's not true. In the moment, if you take it as a loss, if you're thinking of it, in the moment, I'm going to lose this argument. Okay. And if you're bringing it up later and the person doesn't want to talk about it, it wasn't that important. It really wasn't. Take it, internalize it, use it as feedback, but use it as a learning aspect. You know, you're learning, right? You don't take it to heart. Self-compassion. This is a huge one in my opinion. I forgot I was looking for lemongrass, but am I heading to down already? Yeah, I'm in down. They say there's lag out the yang here. I like the castle. Well, the faux castle. Nice house though. Did a good job. I still love that the furnace is as big as the house. That furnace is huge. Can't get around that. I heard there was a lot of lag. Not so far, but It could come up. So we'll see what happens. Look at the bridge across the river. Very cool. Very cool stuff. A lot of imagination. And of course, when I cross, I can't see my food bar. All right, so basically I'm heading. Actually, I can't head. I was gonna head that way, but I'm never gonna make it up that side of the hill. I might be able to over here. Huh. Oh, somebody put a stairwell. I love when people do this. It's awesome, and kudos to those people who have the time to do it and the materials to do it. In verse 3, this is probably somebody who had got a lot of the materials beforehand. I like it. I like it. Simple design. It's pretty cool. Let's see how far he made it though. Oh, faux stair. Neat. There's some dangerous points on here. I like how he put the stone up there. That's mostly because he doesn't want to die by falling off the thing. You could use other aspects to it. But I'm sure he put it here for the day itself. Because the day should be up here as well. Let's see where that is. Straight ahead. Alright, so use supports. Or, oh, sorry. We are not at that one. We're at the self-compassion, which I think is a huge deal. I'll take the little hit because my regen is pretty good on my. Let's see. I'm kind of heading this way. I'm having a feeling it's on top of the mountain. Maybe I should go onto the road. Thinking this road will take me right to it. Yep, that's probably what it is. I'll just follow this road. So self-compassion. If feedback really hits a sore spot, say it's about something you also criticize yourself for, practice a bit of self compassion. Imagine what you'd say to a friend who got the same critique. You more than likely would be encouraging, right? Not berating. Tell yourself something similar. It's okay. Nobody's perfect. This is an area I need to work on. But it doesn't mean I'm terrible. Self-compassion doesn't mean ignoring the fact. It means not catastrophe making it bad. This way? Yeah, it's this way. Okay. Is catastrophizing it. I can't. I have it on the notes, so I'm like trying to read it. Anyway, it'll keep your morale intact and actually do the work of the of improvement. So again, just to sum up, don't beat yourself up for anything. Use compassion for yourself, especially yourself, right? I think this is it up here. That's it. Okay. So use supports. If it's a big feedback, like performance review or heartbreaking critique from someone you respect, consider debriefing with a trusted friend or mentor after. I don't know who that is. This is an interesting one. This is new. See, the fast travel is enabled. I didn't even have to do anything. Alright. Where am I going? Alright, so that was down. I guess I go north to that. Yeah, just follow the same road back. Huh? There we go. Oh, there we go. I think I'm heading down the right road. Yeah, that's the road. So sometimes just talking it out or even journaling it helps separate the useful insights from the excessive emotional baggage. A friend can help you see this, right? Hey, this part of the feedback is actionable. This other part maybe isn't about you. In essence, they hold up a secondary mirror that's kinder, helping helping you process the first mirror's reflection. By preparing for the ouch, you train yourself to ride a wave of feedback rather than getting submerged by it. Over time, as you will notice, you survive each feedback episode and often encourage or emerge better for it. Your anxiety about it will lessen, definitely, and you should start internalizing. Feedback won't break me; it will make me. I know it's a corny way of thinking about it, but it catches. It's catchy. It's going to catch in your brain, right? Feedback won't break me; it'll make me. Ask for feedback proactively and specifically. You don't want to open the door and just let anyone in, right? One way to improve your feedback loop is to take control of it. Don't wait passively for annual reviews or someone blurts out a critique and frustration. Regularly ask for feedback and do so in a focused way. And here are some tips. Be specific in your ask. Very important. Vague questions like, do you have any feedback for me? Often yield vague answers or an awkward, you're doing fine. Instead, target areas. For example, I'm trying to improve my public speaking. After my presentation, could you tell me one thing I did well and one thing I can do better? This gives the person a clear brief and makes it easier for them to be honest, since you explicitly welcomed a could do better item. Or at work, I'm working on being more organized. Have you noticed any times where my lack of organization affected our project? I'd appreciate any observations. People are more willing to share when they sense you genuinely want to hear it and you guide them to the topic. And this interesting landscape. All right, so pick the right time and medium. Don't corner somebody in a rush or in public. Pick a moment when they can reflect a bit. Some people do better giving written feedback. Others face to face. You could say, could you email me your thoughts on a draft when you have a chance? On my draft, excuse me. So maybe you're asking about your draft you sent them. I really welcome your critique. Or a person, maybe during a one-on-one meeting rather than a busy team lunch, right? So you invite them to a one-on-one meeting. You don't basically want their attention, is essentially what you're saying. Ooh. I'm just erratic here. Okay. Use structured formats if it helps. There are models like the start, stop, continue. Basically ask, what should I start doing, stop doing, and continue doing? or the www/EBI. What went well, even better if. These are frameworks often used in education. Giving your feedback giver giving your feedback giver a structure can make it easier for them to organize their thoughts. For instance, I'd love to hear 2 things I'm doing well in this project and 1 thing that I can improve on. This tends to yield balanced feedback, which can be more palatable as well. Ooh, there's a board. I will do it. It's an old board. Nice. And I just realized I need food. Oh, wait. Take it. And then I will... There we go. Gotta keep them food. I'm making them right up here. Yep, making them right. Ooh, that seems forested. Very cool. You can hear the mewing of the stags and does. Normally I would hunt these forests, but I'm just trying to make those fast travel spots because it's so worth it in this game. There's certain areas that, although I do enjoy going through the wilderness, it's just so much better to fast travel. It really is. I look at that. Tried to make a round structure. I like it. Well done. Wow, this is a perfect building spot too. It's in like desolate area, but it's flat. That's usually really nice. Okay. Let's see. Got a halfway decent guy. I don't wear my my clan outfit. Doesn't look right with my leather armor. It's about aesthetics with me. It's gotta be. You gotta look cool playing the game. Although the tavern's pretty. So here's another one. Anonymous mechanisms. If you suspect some people are holding back because they're afraid to hurt your feelings, consider a more anonymous approach. For example, some managers set up a feedback poll, or leave a feedback box for their team. As an individual, you might use a tool like a 360 app, or simply ask a mutual friend to gather input for you. However, remember, anonymous feedback, as we saw, can be blunt. Use it carefully and in context where direct feedback isn't flowing. And when I say that, you are talking about this. We're talking about yesterday's episode where we were using anonymous feedback. So just be careful with it. It's really useful, and it can be really useful. That is a big structure. I guess I can get through there. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to be careful. I can do it though. And the other thing with anonymous feedback is a lot of people might not think it's anonymous, especially if you use an app. I mean, it's supposed to be, don't get me wrong. However, you were sent the app invite, so it has to have your information somehow. Sorry, I needed a drink. Let's see. Show gratitude and don't punish honesty. This is critical. Crucial, if you will. When someone does give you feedback, especially when you've asked them, thank them sincerely. Even if it's not all praise. If you become defensive or upset, they'll learn that giving feedback is risky, and they won't do it next time. Take a cue from the best leaders. When an employee or a friend finally musters the courage to say, I think X could be better, respond with, I really appreciate you telling me that. It's not always easy to give honest feedback, and it means a lot that you care to do so. It doesn't mean you have to agree with it. or everything. But first acknowledge it, right? You might follow up with clarity questions like, thanks. Can you give me an example where I did that? To better understand, make conversation, not a trial. And the other thing is, when I say make a conversation and not a trial, there's another aspect to that, because when you ask somebody to be specific, you have to be very clear that you are looking for the reason they're giving the feedback, not like you're not cross-examining it. Oh yeah, where did I do that? You don't want to put them on the defensive and regret them giving you the feedback. Wow, look at that. That is amazing. That is beautiful. You can even see the river valley. Look at the detail. All right. Let's see. Okay, so regular check-ins is the last one. So build feedback asking into routines. For example, every major project, do a mini retrospective for yourself. Ask team members or collaborators what worked well in my contribution and what can I improve next time. I have to see where I'm going here. I really want to go to the right. Yeah, I guess so. That'll work. This normalizes feedback as just part of the cycle. If you're in a leadership role, you can even explicitly tell your team, I grow from feedback. I'll be asking you for it periodically, and I hope you feel comfortable enough telling me the truth. This sets a tone for feedback, that feedback is welcome. And again, you must react well when they do speak up, or that trust shatters. One thing that I would wholeheartedly say is you may not be ready for feedback at the particular time, right? Yeah, I'm getting better with the bow. I'd say so. So you might want to say, if somebody comes up to you and says, hey, remember you wanted feedback? Say, yes, I did, and I do, but right now I'm really, my mind's somewhere else, and I don't think I can really handle it right now. But I do want to hear about it. How about a little later, or give them a specific time. If you're not in a mindset to take feedback, don't take it. You want it, but you want to encourage them giving you feedback. So definitely follow up with feedback. Ask. But ultimately, we're all human, right? That was getting it. I should be able to kill it. Good distance. They're doing an Archer update, so I hope so, because Archers are not. They were much better last iteration. Because the amount of hit points they do is pathetic compared to the damage per second. If you and just up this road. So basically, by proactively seeking feedback, you prevent issues from festering, and you demonstrate confidence and humility. It's often said that the act of asking for feedback alone can make you appear more confident and confident. It's counterintuitive, but it's true, because it shows you're secure enough to hear it. Also, regular feedback hurts less than surprise big feedback. It's just adjusting your course by a few degrees regularly versus being way off and needing a big correction. And this is where I highly advise leaders, if behavior needs to be addressed, address it as close to the incident time as possible. You don't want to address it 3 months down the road. That would, I mean, the person could have reoffended, if you will. But in the course of feedback, little small adjustments, so much easier than one big adjustment. Somebody. Omen. Off to battle, I suppose. We're coming back from battle. Let's see. Can I swim to it? Let's see. Yeah, I can swim to that. Well, actually, I did notice that. I still should be able to make it. It's a little one. Ultimately, you want your stamina regen so high, it's not fun. Wow, this Petra Day sucks. Is there only one in and one out? Oh, this is just a sightseeing thing. Cool sightseeing. Somebody didn't make that, did they? If somebody made that, that's freaking amazing. They might have made it. That's freaking cool. Oh, there it is. That might be somebody's structure. That is really cool. There we go, the Petra Day. I think once I get onto it, it should, yeah, there it is. Very cool. Now I go to Yarborn, which, I think I need to take that road. No. Yes. Yes, that's the road. So we just, go onto this road. And I should be heading in the right direction. That is true. The Airborne's out there, man. All right. Check out some other structures. Pretty cool. Up high with that one. But very cool. I like it. Lots of braziers. I love the woodwork in it. Must be a clan thing. Look at that. That's a little too many stairs for me, but I'm sure they'll clean it up. Pretty cool stuff. I like the lake houses. Some of them are just wide open, right? They're just very cool looking. Cool. All right, let's cultivate your feedback network. So you have mentors, peers, and honest friends. Not all feedback is equal. You want to gather around a set of people whose opinions you trust and who have your best interests at heart. Your personal board of advisors, if you will, in life. Some steps. Identify straight shooters. Think of people in your life who have given you honest, useful feedback, who will tell you kindly that you're making a mistake. Or are you making a mistake? It could be a friend who isn't afraid to disagree with you, a colleague who has expertise you respect, or a family member known for their frankness and wisdom. Invest in those relationships. Explicitly tell them that you value their perspective. Sometimes simply saying, I really appreciate that you always tell me the truth. Please keep doing that. Reinforces the behavior. And I am heading left. Good. I'm glad I looked. They don't want a little thing. They want anyone in the community looking to help me out with a steel axe. Lord Joker, that is a joke. That is expensive to make. Meaning the materials that you actually have to gather. And I don't think many people are gathering pure iron ore right now. It's not as easy as just providing something to somebody. anymore. So mentorship. If you don't have a mentor, seek one. Mentors could be in your field or just someone whose life experience you admire. A good mentor will naturally give you feedback. It might be through stories of their own past. You know, when I was in your shoes, I realized I needed to be more careful with details, etc. Or a direct advice. I noticed in meetings you don't speak up. Try to contribute earlier. When you have a mentor meeting, come up with questions to prompt feedback. What do you think I could do more differently to be more effective? The more you signal you're open, the more feedback you'll get. Remember, mentors are often busy, so show appreciation and progress. If they give you advice and you act on it, let them know the positive result and what you've learned. This creates a positive loop for them to continue investing in you. Very important. Their feedback is your success. Wow, how am I going to get there? I guess I can go straight. Can I go that way? I don't think I can climb that. So I'm going to have to go straight. I might be able to skirt this valley here. Wow, the Yardboard sucks on its map to get to the day. Like, these guys over here would be hard-pressed to actually go to the day. I guess that's why you would change your day. Like, ULAD for the eastern or western part of Yarborn might be a better strategy to make your home day, yeah. Because this is very mountainous. All right. So now we have peer feedback buddies, if you will. Sometimes it's easier to get feedback from someone at your level who shares similar goals. For instance, writers often critique partners. They swap drafts and give each other feedback on those drafts. They know the struggles intimately, and it's mutual. It feels fair. In the workplace, you might have a peer in a different department and agree to be sounding boards for each other. Or among friends, you can explicitly ask one another, can we be accountability partners? I wouldn't say it that way. Tell them what you're working on improving and have them do the same. And then check in. For example, two friends trying to get in shape might give feedback. You said you wanted me to run 3 times a week. How's that going? I noticed that you skipped last week. What happened? Because it's reciprocal. It's often welcome. We all have permission to call each other out. And there might be a valid reason. You're not defensive. Well, I was busy last week. Okay. That could definitely be a reason. I was going to go up that. Nope. I'm just going. Diverse perspectives. Remember our discussion about echo chambers. If all your feedback comes from people just like you might miss something. Try to include in your feedback a network of people with different backgrounds and strengths. Maybe a friend who is brutally logical or another who is highly empathic. One might catch flaws in your plans. The other might catch tone issues on how you come across. Or a senior person for a big picture feedback and a junior person for a fresh perspective. Diversity in feedback can protect you from blind spots. All right, let me look at the map. I really just want to go down. Let me see if I can go around this mountain. I guess there's a road there. I'll just take the road. Wow, this land is horrible. I'm glad I didn't take anybody. There it is. Okay. Set ground rules for your feedback circle. It can be useful to tell your close feedback givers how you would like to receive feedback. For example, I tend to take things to heart, so if you could frame it as here's something to work on rather than this is bad, I will likely respond better. If you prefer directness, don't worry about hurting my feelings. Just be straightforward. I promise I can handle it. This helps them tailor their approach and ask them their preferences as well. This builds strong two-way feedback friendships. Was there two up there? There is one. There's an enemy. All right. No, man. Our journey is just taking us 2 days. God damn. Yeah, I won't be able to get past that ridge. I'll keep on the road. Man, this is very roady. So, set ground rules with your feedback circle. And let's take a look at this valley when we get higher. It'll be, well, actually, you know what? We have a little outcropping here. Let's take a, can I, yeah. I think the trees are going to be in a way. Yeah, that would have been cool. Overwatch. So it can be useful to tell your close friends. Oh, sorry. Did I do that one? Yeah, I did. Family and significant others. They often see sides of you others don't, right? Their family and significant others. Some people make the mistake of discounting the feedback from spouses or siblings. Oh, that's just my brother nagging. But often, family know your patterns deeply. If a family member says, you're doing that thing again where you procrastinate until you're stressed, they might be right. It can be hard to take from family because emotions run high, but try to pause and consider the content, not just the tone or history. You could even list them. Hey, I'm trying to work on my temper. Can you gently call me out when I raise my voice? A spouse may be thrilled that you asked this. It might be a relief to them that you want feedback instead of just tiptoeing around. The point is, surround yourself with truth tellers who care. As the proverb says, quote, faithful are the wounds of a friend. Profuse are the kisses of an enemy. In plain terms, a friend who occasionally wounds you with the truth is better than someone who only ever flatters. Your personal board of advisors should be those who will celebrate your successes, but also tell you when you're off track. All right, let's get up here. I'm trying to navigate a hill and read my notes at the same time. Should be getting close. It looks like if I go just left after I get up here. I might be able to do this. I don't know. The terrain is really rocky, so I might need to stay on the road. Looks like I can do this. You get the no fall damage because they finally made it consistent. I want to stay as close to this side as possible. Is that Bladder Companion? Arum Lily. I don't think I can use those yet. These should all be copper and yeah. You don't need copper. Am I trying to head that way? Yes, I am. Now, we'll see. Might be able to climb that. So, we're going to go mastering the art of giving feedback constructively. we've talked a lot about receiving. Like giving is giving the feedback is just as, if not, it's just as, and it needs to be done well. And done well, it creates a virtuous loop where others will reciprocate. There are established techniques for the effective feedback delivery, and I'll give you a couple. Not all. I don't think we have time for all of them. I'm out of food again. Oh, some goats. Let's do it. Ooh, that's 3. I don't know if I can take 3. Okay, I can take 3. I'm really looking for the wool in these guys. Okay, let's go this way. Remember, sprint up those angles. It's like I'm up a little high. Might have went a little high. That's all right. Let me navigate through this and we'll start on the giving feedback constructively. That is, oh, that's, he's probably not going to follow me down. I think I can kind of go this way and then go around these. Oh, yeah, I can do it. I'll take the time. Get it. Months of time. Or, oh crap. Oh, that one's gonna die. Ah, damn. There's one hell of a prank. I really want to go that way. You should be able to just fit through stuff. You should be squishy to it. It's starting to be. Man, time everywhere. Pure iron ore, don't care. Alright, let's see. Let's rest for a moment and I will this is a road. It's a quasi road, it's probably not on the map. I have to just basically make a left. So let's follow this road that's not on the map. Okay. So use I statements and specific examples. This is classic advice from communication and conflict resolution is vital. Say, I noticed X behavior and its impact is Y. Rather than, you always do X, what's wrong with you? For instance, I felt confused in the meeting when the agenda jumped around. I statement and specific. And I worry it reduced our efficiency. That's the impact. Maybe we can stick to a structure next time. This way you're not attacking the person's character. You're bringing up the behavior and why it matters. The SBI model, situation, behavior, impact, is handy. Describe the situation, yesterday's team meeting, the behavior. You interrupted John before he finished his point. And the impact, which made it hard to understand John's idea, and he seemed frustrated. Then pause for their perspective or move to suggestions. This keeps feedback factual and less personal. Balanced and positive improvement feedback. People often call this the feedback sandwich. Positive, then critique, then positive. Now, I do have a problem with this, but it was a technique, so I wanted to at least put it in the material. So, people often call where is it? Adam Grant and others note this. Note that if it's forced, it can sound insincere. The better approach is not a formula, but a genuine balance. Don't store up only negatives. So also articulate what's going well, as specific as the negatives. For example, in an employee review, your client relationship building is excellent. They clearly trust you. That's the positive behavior. For instance, the Smith account praised you for your responsiveness. Specific example. On the flip side, the report deadlines were missed in a couple of times. This is the behavior, which caused some downstream delays. That's the impact. I think if we tighten the project management, you'll be even more effective. Let's discuss how to do that because you have a lot of strengths we want to build on. Notice that we started with a genuine positive and ended with encouragement, and in the middle was a clear critique. The person is more likely to stay open and motivated to improve because they feel seen for their good as well. Tone and body language, so important. How you say it often matters more than what you say. Be mindful of having an empathic tone. If appropriate, use a warm tone for supportive feedback or a calm, steady tone for corrective feedback. Avoid sarcasm or contemptuous tones. Those trigger defensiveness instantly. Maintain open body language. No pointing of a finger, no arms crossed, nod to show you're listening. Sometimes sitting next to somebody rather than across the table can feel more collaborative when giving feedback, or walking together. The classic walk and talk can reduce the intensity. The goal is to be heard, not intimidated. Ask questions, invite dialogue. Instead of monologuing the feedback, consider asking, how do you feel the project went? What might you do differently? Often people will self-identify their shortcomings when you can confirm and add your perspective. This way, they own the feedback too. If they don't see it, you can say it. I have some thoughts. Can I share them? Once given, invite their side. Do you see what I'm saying? What's your take on it? This makes it a conversation, not a lecture, which is more palatable and more likely to lead to understanding. Also, if you missed context, this is your chance to clarify, or their chance to clarify. Maybe there were reasons for the behavior you're critiquing. For example, you were late to the event, I was disappointed. Could lead them to explain while a valid reason you hadn't known. Then the feedback might shift to, oh, okay, it's understandable. In the future, can you just shoot me a text so I'm aware? Now that's resolved through dialogue. All right, let me grab some soda and we can move to this next ULAD freaking thing. All right. I think we're going to this road. Can I make a left? Not really. Maybe if I go to the road's right there. Let's go to the road. Some roads are mapped, some aren't. So if you know the unmapped roads, they're pretty good. So also limit the scope. Don't pile on. In one session, focus on a manageable number of feedback points. Ideally, 1 or 2 key issues. A laundry list will overwhelm and demoralize the person. Prioritize what's most impactful. Save minor points for another time, or let them slide if they're not that important. Also, stick to things the person can actually change. There's no point giving feedback on something that is out of their control. Timing and privacy. On the main road now? Yeah, finally. My goodness. Elad is one rocky area. Give feedback as close to the event as possible, so it's fresh and specific. Not in the heat of an emotional moment, though. And do it in private for sensitive issues. Public criticism often embarrasses somebody and doesn't lead to productive change, unless it's a team retrospective kind of scenario where the group is focused, and even then frame it carefully. One useful tactic is ask permission to give feedback, especially if it's unsolicited. For example, I have some thoughts on the presentation that I think could help. Would you like some feedback on it? If they say yes, they've psychologically opened the door. They'll be more receptive. If they say no, rare, but they're maybe not in a good headspace at them. So move on. Respect that, and perhaps try later. This permission step shows respect and can be disarming in a good way. Feed forward. Focus on solutions futures. So echoing the research we saw, phrase your feedback toward future improvement, not past blame. For instance, rather than your report was sloppy, say the next time, I think the report could be more polished. Perhaps we can set aside extra time for proofing. Or maybe you can use X tool to help catch errors. This way, it's not about doing better it's about doing better going forward. Marshall Goldsmith, a leadership coach, champions the feed forward. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, just describe the ideal outcome for the next time. People can't change the past, but they can change future behavior. So you might say to a teammate, going forward, let's aim to start meetings at exactly 10. I'd appreciate you being there a few minutes early with materials ready so we can hit the ground running. It's clear, actionable, and not a personal dig. More of a standard to meet together. Now, honestly, I've learned that depending on where you are and what company you are, a 5-minute, if you do a meeting 5 minutes after, you kind of respect everybody's time as well, because if you do like a 10:05 meeting, it provides that extra time for people to get there, and it gives you the opportunity, if you wanted to get there early, a few minutes early, to get all your notes and sharing of the screen or sharing on the presentation monitor prepared. You have that extra 5 minutes to do so. I say extra, but people can use it for productivity and or breaks in between meetings. Back-to-back meetings lowers efficiency. So encourage and express confidence. After giving tough feedback, reaffirm your belief in the person. Like Adam Grant's 19-word sentence. And I gotta stop for a minute because it's a good quote. Quote, I'm giving you these comments because I have high expectations, and I'm confident you can reach them. Unquote. This kind of statement is very powerful. It says, I see the potential in you, and that's why I'm investing energy in this feedback. For example, I wouldn't mention this if I didn't know that you could handle it and improve. I've seen how quickly you can learn. I know you'll nail it next time. This aligns with what we've learned about positive loops. It provides reassurance and motivation, which makes the critique easier to swallow and act on. It's the mirror showing them their best self as well as the flaw. Also, ask if they need any support or resources to make the improvement. Show you're there to help, not just critique and walk away. By mastering these skills, you also, ironically, make it easier for yourself to get feedback. Why? because when you give respectfully, others trust you and often reciprocate in kind. You're modeling how feedback conversations can be, which often inspires a similar approach from them when it's your turn or their turn to speak. Wow, we have been talking about feedback tools for a while, and I haven't. This is how massive that game is. This game is so massive. I've been speaking for an hour and almost 20 minutes, and I've gotten 2 of the days mapped. Is that crazy or what? This game, I love it. And this is only one area of a 5-area map. There's 4 main provinces. This is Mary. And then there's another one through a portal. And another one through a portal. And another one through a portal. And all of them have the days as well. So if you were to map everything, it'll take you some time. But you'll learn the map, which is kind of cool, if you think. Wow, this one's right up here. Oh. So we'll end it at this day, and let's see where it is. Yeah, wait, I thought it was right on top of it. There it is. I see. Maybe I see it. We'll continue up this path. Look down the. A lot of people are building around that lake. Ooh, cool. Very cool. Let's not fall. As a matter of fact, they put these little outcroppings. So let's take a look. Wow, that's a massive complex that I passed. I didn't even realize how massive that was. And they are building down that slope, which is going to look really cool if they pull it off. Very cool. But when they pull it off. I'm going to say when they pull it off. And then, of course, you have the Pax, or the Petra Day. This one's kind of cool. I like it. There we go. We got this one. You hear the little day hum. And there's the sun setting over the mountain chain. So that's a wrap for 157. Remember, feedback isn't just something that happens to you. It's a skill you can shape. Every honest comment, every lesson learned is another tool in your belt. When you ask for feedback, you show courage. When you give it well, you help others grow. And when you handle it with an open mind, you turn challenge into progress. So this week, try out one of the new feedback techniques. Maybe it's asking a teammate for specifics or giving a friend a thoughtful feed forward. Notice what happens, how it feels, and what you learn. Every loop is a chance to get stronger. Thanks for being here, and thanks for making Pax Dei the Search for Steel community where we can build each other up. Stay curious, keep listening, and always never stop growing. A couple shout outs, like, share, and subscribe. I do have a music channel, so check that out on my X posts have it, and the shortcut, and it's on my YouTube channel. I also have a audio book short that I'm creating called The Reluctant Architect. Until then, let's become better versions of ourselves and be safer. We'll talk to you probably tomorrow with building reflection habits and your personal feedback. Have a good night. Have a good day, no matter when you're listening to the episode.
With every step, a lesson learned. From fire's heat to the fields I've turned. The blade and bow, the forge and flame. I sharpen my skills, I play the game. Each day brings a challenge I must face. I train my hands with careful grace. From alchemy's art to the hunter's way, I'll find the strength to seize the day. I carve my path, I walk the line. In in the shadow of the ancient sign. Through trial and toil I'll find my way, learning more with each passing day. The skill of survival, the will to thrive, in a world where the strong survive. I'll face the night, I'll take the chance. I'm ready to fight, to learn to dance. For every strike and every fall, I'm building my strength, I'm standing tall. In the heart of the wild and the calm of the night, I gather my skills, I'm ready to fight. From the herbs I find to the iron I mold, each lesson learned is a story told. The stars above, they guide my hand. As I hold my craft, I take my stand. In the quiet woods, in the mountains chill, I push myself, I shape my will. With each new tool and every lore, I'm stronger now than I was before. I carve my path, I walk the line, in the shadow of the ancient sign. Through trial and toil I'll find my way, learning more with each passing day. The skill of survival, the will to thrive, in a world where the strong survive. I'll face the night, I'll take the chance. I'm ready to fight, to learn to dance. For every strike and every fall, I'm building my strength, I'm standing tall. In the heart of the wild and the calm of the night, I gather my skills, I'm ready to fight. The road is long, but I won't turn back. The lessons I learned keep me on track. With each new skill, the stronger I grow. In the face of the storm, I let my courage show. I've tasted defeat, I felt the sting, but I rise again with each new spring. For knowledge is power, and wisdom the key. I'm forging my path, I'm breaking free. The skill of survival, the will to thrive, in a world where the strong survive. I'll face the night, I'll take the chance. I'm ready to fight, to learn to dance. For every strike and every fall, I'm building my strength, I'm standing tall. In the heart of the wild